Hey everyone, it's Lauren again, and I'm back here for the fourth installment of the Mixed Media mini-series. And I hope you've enjoyed it and hope you enjoy this one too. So I'm just going to lightly scribble onto the pages in some circle kind of areas. The harder you do, the less able you are to lift the colour off the paper. I haven't primed it or gestoed the paper. For this layout, I want a bit of the crayon-y look behind the watercolour. If you don't want that, you should blend your colours on a piece of plastic and use them like watercolours rather than drawing them on. So I hope that makes sense. So when you see these scribble lines that I've done, when you blend them in, some of them you'll still be able to see those lines behind the watercolour blob. So just going in with the blue and the green, just randomly placing smaller and bigger and medium-sized scribbles and circles. I'm just going to use some water, using my mist bottle because the water is all the way down the other end of the house in the kitchen, and it is 1:30 in the morning. So as you can see, I'm just using my brush, and just adding the water and mixing it around. So you can already see down the bottom in that first one that I've done, you can still see the crayon line. And that is fine for me for this layout. If I didn't want that, I would mix it, like I said, on some packaging and use them like paints to go around. So you can see they blend out really nicely, make the colour beautifully mixed in with the water so that it is spread out well. And I'm just making the messy circles, adding some more water like this if I need. Whoa! The colours are so vibrant, like so nice. So yeah, so this is a really easy, super simple way to make a background. There's nothing you don't have to think about anything. You're literally just scribbling and using some water to make blobs. That's really in essence what it is. So just going in. So this had a little bit of blue when I went to start mixing the green, but that just means that the colours blend and look together so nicely. Just wiping it, using my wipe to clean the colour off there before I put it back in my bottle of water. And there we go. So I've sped it up a little, but I haven't sped it up so fast so that you can actually see the technique, because sometimes when you're learning a new technique, it's a bit tricky to work it out. So you can see the lines on that one really clearly. So yeah, but you know what would be nice? If you wrote like a word, and I might try it and I might put it up in the Facebook group. If you wrote like a word with the crayon, say you wrote like happy, and then you just like watercolored behind it and spread out some of the color, but the word would still be there, but it would be watercolored over it. It'd be really nice, I think. And I don't know if that's even making sense, but I'll put it up in the group. I'll put a photo up and maybe a little quick video if you guys are interested. So just adding in some color, adding a bit more water if I want some of the dots to be bigger. It's not much to it. Like I said, this is one of those layouts that you can do without really thinking. You know how when you lose your scrappy mojo, or you don't have anything, your head's overwhelmed and you can't pick a design. The good thing about doing sketches and copying scrap lifting is that you don't have to think too much. And this is totally one of those layouts that you can just go, right, I am just going to get crazy, relaxed and loose, and I'm just going to literally scribble and then add some water. It doesn't get more simpler than that. There is no way you can stuff it up. It is scribbling. I even did it with my left hand. Apparently too lazy to even move the crayon from my left to my right to draw a scribble. So there. The other good thing is that because I'm not going for perfect circles, it's quite fun to make some different kind of blob shapes. Ooh, and it's just, I love how you go, okay, that's clear water, look. And now it's blue watercolor paint from the art crayon. It's just like magic. It's something that like a 2-year-old would sit there and go, ooh, how did that happen? That's magic. It was water. Now it's blue paint. So I'm just adding some ink splatters every now and then. I did some for green before, and that's just because I figure on that blue I had a bit of extra water, so I could take up that colour that was on my paintbrush and flick it straight on the layout. So left hand again. So I'm having some of the blobs go off the page, some of them on, like a lot of them on the page. Like I said before, small, big, medium, you know, blobby, circular, random, you know, whatever works. Whatever comes out, really. I'm not planning anything. I'm just putting it down. And literally, I don't even know where my photo is going at this moment. I don't even know what photo I'm going to use when I'm making this at this stage. Put on my water because we don't want that water to spill everywhere, and find my photo. So I'm just cutting it down. So this is my eldest Patrick with his pa, his great grandfather on Christmas Day. He'd gotten, looks like he's got a game, and he was so surprised that he got the game that his face is like, what the? Just using my t-shirt to dry up some water. Oh goodness. Things you do at past midnight. So this piece of paper, I think, has made it to all 4 of these layouts that I've done for this mixed media mini-series. That is awesome. Even no, the grey one didn't make it to the first one, did it? Oh, it's not even making it to this one. Never mind. Adding some blue. Nice blue swirls. The papers in this, oh, I don't know how Zoe from Cocoa Vanilla creates her design. She just does it so perfectly, and I just blows my mind. Blows my mind. So I've got the green as a layer at the top and a blue as a layer down the bottom. And actually, disclaimer, I do need to let you know that I pretty much get the paper layers done, and my video decides that 4 long mixed media layout recordings is too much for its storage, and decides not to record the embellishing part for you. So I definitely have some close-ups. There's not too much to the embellishing, but just letting you know now. Mostly what I recorded these were for the mixed media technique, slowing them down and letting you know, but then also leading on to a layout because it's nice to see the 2 things come together. So adding this blue star behind, I think this one is as a pretty much as a full matte. Yep. Here we go. Just cutting that down and ripping the bottom just to add a little bit of difference to that layout, to that layer, sorry. It does make a difference to the layout too, but I meant the layer. Now I'm just trying to work out where I'm putting my photo, because even though I've chosen my photo, I've done my background, I don't know where my photo's going. So having a play, oh, that looks really nice actually. Oh, okay, so that's what I thought. I was going to put it in that back corner, and I just wanted to make sure that there was some colour seeping out behind. So I add some more scribble, 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 scribble. And just make sure that there's not too many of the same colour next to each other. It doesn't matter too much, but it's just nice to have, you know, you don't want to start having 2, 3, 4 of the same colour in one area and it look a bit lopsided. So add in some water. Ooh, look at the colour. Look at the blob just randomly magically appear. So if you see what I mean now that the other blobs have dried, or mostly dried, you can see the scribble lines behind the blob of the watercolour. So if you don't want that look, remember to mix your watercolours before you paint them on. Use them on a palette, on a piece of plastic packaging, on your tabletop if you are so inclined like I do. Those kind of things. But if you want the little messy kind of scribbled, handmade, drawed look, then do it this way. So adding one up there just to make sure. Left hand was not working that time. Had to be the right. So in it goes. So you can see some ink splatters around. Got the dots everywhere on the, well, not everywhere, but like all over the page, so that the whole background is a watercolored, dotty, lovely gorgeousness. And now I'm working out that, oh, actually I want it up there. So I'm going to layer it with a, is that horizontal? Yes, horizontal background with the papers, some layers, and that's where it's going to go. So you'll be able to see me make that horizontal paper layers, and then it's going to go straight into the close-ups where you can check out my embellishment clusters. Sorry about that. I did really like these because they were, I was going slow and I was being careful, not just rushing like I often do when I'm doing mixed media. They did take longer to record than normal videos that I do. So normally I can get a layout done in about half an hour, 45 minutes at the very most, and these were taking me over an hour each. A few of them I did have a few plays with the background before I settled on the one I wanted. But yes, they were definitely a labour of love for me. So this, I wanted to have it, I didn't measure it, so it's shorter than I wanted. So I'm just putting that up the top a bit more than the bottom, and then I put a big strip at the back over top. I'm pretty sure do I use this one? The stars? No, I don't. I use the blue swirly paper because then I remember, look, swirls, and it matches the background. So cut a strip of this, I put that down, and I put my photo cluster on top in the middle, and then I start embellishing and adding a title. I think the title's a small one too, if I remember correctly. The close-ups will come up pretty soon because we were randomly just cut off, unfortunately. Sorry for all those who love to watch the embellishing part. It certainly didn't mean for it to happen. So here's the close-ups, and I'll leave you to it, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you guys. Bye.